What's going on YouTube? So today we're going to be showing you how to add an outlet to your garage. Today I'm going to be adding 3 outlets, maybe 4 outlets to my garage. I'm definitely going to add at least two outlets. Instead of 15 amp outlets, I'm going to do 20 amps just to get the extra power up here. I got a 20 amp welder. It works okay with 15 amps, but when I get to more power on it, it starts blowing the breaker. But I just want to future-proof a little bit of the garage. I do have a fridge in my garage as well, so that'll help out. As well as whenever I hook up any other electrical devices, I want to make sure I have enough power going to my garage. I'm also going to be adding a 220 outlet as well. I don't currently need or have a need for a 220 outlet, but eventually, you know, you got to use electric cars. I'd love to get a Tesla Cybertruck. That'd be awesome if my wife would ever let me get that. Fat chance in hell, huh? But anyways. It's kind of ugly. But anyways, if we ever get an electric car, at least 220 will help get the charge on that more than like an extra regular 15, 20 amp outlet. Also, if I ever upgrade my welder to a 220 amp welder, which is probably in the near future, I don't weld too much, but it does limit me with how thick of steel or aluminum or anything like that I can do with my actual 15 amp welder or 20 amp welder. So how you're going to add an outlet to the garage or any place in your house, you need to know where the breaker box is. Most houses have just one breaker box, some have multiple, but every house is going to have a large breaker box down in the basement most likely. If you don't have a basement, it's probably in a closet, maybe even your garage. And if you're lucky enough, it's in your garage for this type of purpose. Mine's not, it is in the basement, and unfortunately it makes it more difficult even. That'll help you guys out too. But my basement is finished. It was finished before we bought the house. But my breaker box, I'll show you here in a little bit, is right next to the bathroom that they tried to finish, I guess. They put drywall up and that's it. And then they didn't even like mark out where the water lines were or the drain, I mean, the drain's on the ground, but the drain for like the sink. So, and it's not even purple drywall. So we're gonna tear that out in the same instance here. And that's gonna help us run those cables or those power lines, whatever, the extra power up through the basement into the garage. So let's go ahead and look at the breaker box and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I also wanted to preface on this, this is a DIY style video. Do it at your own risk. You're dealing with electrical and you can get shocked if you're not careful. So a little bit what we were talking about was, I have my breaker box, which is right here, and it's next to the bathroom that they kind of, like I said, finished. But what we're gonna do is it'll allow us easier. Well, here's the thing, they didn't finish it very well. They marked a drain there, but I never see a drain when I look in there, and it's just regular drywall. So I wanna rip all this out and put new drywall in here with purple board. So when we rip it all out, it'll allow us to easily run power from here up through here and then through the ceiling here, and it'll allow me to get to kind of up to that the vent itself, and I'll explain here in just a second here. So that vent I was just talking about is actually run by this. So we have all this area right here to run all the way to my furnace room, and that's where the Romex cable will have to go to. So you can kind of see, I already have some lines coming here. There's a 20 amp right there. And then also my 220 for my dryer. So that's all running through here. And you can kind of see right there, it goes up there. That way I can those are actually going to my laundry room. So I know my laundry room backs up to my garage. And this also is a good point to show that this is where the garage footing is. So we're gonna be able to run it right there. We're gonna be able to run one right here by my fridge. And then I know those outlets are right there. So I know what walls that's on. Then I can also go back there. There's another door back there, but that's part of the garage too. So I can put it on the back wall. I can put another outlet on the back wall. So anyway, so we kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about when we run power from my breaker box to my garage. It does cause a problem that this is finished, but Fortunately, I have a way to do it. So if you're trying to do it for yourself, and you want to look at those little signs to see if you can run cable from your breaker box to your garage or wherever you're going to run it to, easy. Now running it to an interior wall or like a running power to my main floor and my upstairs would really be a pain in the butt. And I'm not saying it's not doable, but it would be a lot more of a expert level or moderate to expert level needing to be able to do that. And I don't need to add any outlets to my other floors, thankfully. So I'm not even going to show you how to do that. But this makes it super easy. Easier, not as easy as having this basement finished or unfinished, but it's going to make it easy that we have this big bulkhead here that we can run the cables this way to my garage, and then that way I can just fish it up to my garage, and I'll show you all that here in just a little bit. All right, so we're going to go from the box and up through the ceiling. Then we're going to go down here and drill through this plate right here. And that way it'll get us into the other room. And then we're going to get through that plate right there in this room, because we need to get it up here. And we're going to use this plate or the beam and run it along the beam on this ceiling. And sorry for my shakiness. So the beam stops up there inside the wall a little bit more. Actually, it's up over there. And so we'll run the cable through here, up here into the furnace room. And right up there is this is the footing for the garage area. And so we'll run it up there and up into the drywall area. And we'll fish it up there, and I'll show you that more in depth when we get to it. And also running the wire. So as always, it's not as easy as we thought originally, but what is, right, when you go into a project. So I'd consider this more of a moderate to expert level, just the fact that what all we're gonna have to be doing. But hopefully it gives you some ideas on your side, maybe gets your creativity going, and maybe you can figure out your own if you're running wire. But yeah, running wire with a finished basement is not fun or easy, but it can be done with your everyday person usually. I mean, I'm not an expert by any means. So, all right, we're gonna take this fish stick and we're gonna shove it up the hole that we made up there. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'm gonna go upstairs and we're gonna put it up in that cavity between the two studs. I'm gonna go upstairs and see if I can hear it. Now this is where we're gonna put the outlet right here. And they're gonna run the fish stick up here in the wall. We're gonna see if we hear it. Go ahead. So I hear it and feel it right here. And so it's in between these two studs here. So we're gonna make a box cut here and put the outlet there and run the cable down from here, down there to where the breaker is. All right, so you're gonna take the box, the cut-in box. We call it a cut-in box because it's got these little wings. Well, it's got the little wings that pop out. And that way you don't have to have it on the stud. So you want to put this on, or actually inside the studs. Yep, there's a stud there. And there's a stud right there over on the right-hand side. So we're going to draw around it. So that way we can take the drywall knife and cut out a square for it to fit into. There we go. And then we'll take the drywall saw and cut in two. And just remember, if you cut it too small, you can still cut it larger as you go. So Then if you got it too big, they have larger panels for them. Nah, I'm not getting that out. Just kidding. Actually, we're gonna pull from the breaker panel and come up here, and this will be the last bit right here. So we were able to shove the wire in by ourselves without having to run any fish sticks or fish tape to the other room. So we're gonna run as much slack as we can in there. Also, look at this little nifty contraption here that Nick made. It's fantastic. Now we got a bunch of slack here, so now we're gonna feed that through up here into the furnace room. And then we're gonna feed it to where that fish stick is there. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. Up to the wall and then out that little box we cut out. So now that we have it pulled through, we can actually tape it to the fish sticks that are already in the wall that goes up to the outlet itself, or that little cutout we have. And then we'll pull it from the cutout here in a second. So now we're gonna pull it when we're ready, pull it up through. In hopes it's still stuck to the bottom at the other end. Right?
Second.
There it is. Like so. Pull out enough here so we can run the outlet to it. Always have enough so you can cut the excess out. Now we're gonna actually run two outlets in this box. That's why it's so much bigger. So you want to take the knockout out, whichever you need, the different sizes, and then you'll take this little insert bushing and put it in there, and then you can run the cable through that, and then you got your breakers, and they kind of just go in with a hook on the front side, and then they connect in. Make sure it's always off so you don't hurt yourself. And then the wire has three wires in it. It's got a ground, and then it's got a black, which is hot, and the white is neutral. And so you'll run the ground and neutral to this bar right here. And then black goes to the actual breaker, and you are good to go once you flip the breaker on. So you'll put the box in, and then now the wing nuts are in place. And then you'll just screw them righty-tighty until it gets tight. And it'll be pressing it against the drywall. Do that for both ends. You've got two of them. Then you're ready to start wiring up the outlets. All right, so now we got the outlet ran up here and wired up. And your hot is going to go to your your gold screw. And then your neutral is going to go to your silver screw. And then you got your ground that goes into a green screw. And you're good to go. So we'll push these back and get these mounted in the box, and then go flip the breaker to turn them on. All right, so now we got the outlets installed and the faceplate on. So technically these are both on different breakers, and eventually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the box out and run an exterior. I'm gonna actually mount new boxes along the outside of my walls in my garage, make it easier without cutting into the drywall. But I'm gonna mount EMT. It's a plastic tubing that I run the cables through. That way I can have more outlets in my garage. But I'll run this run that way in my garage, and then I'll run this one on the left side of my garage. So hopefully this video helps you in some way. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'm here to help you out if I can in any way. Also, if you like the video, hit the like button, please, and consider subscribing if this is your first time. I will see you next time.